Hello, I am Damonous. Thanks again for watching. Well, we have a new president, and uh, things are kind of the same with the media, of course. Even on Inauguration Day, and that's what I wanted to show in this video, there were some very interesting moments where the media really distorted the thing. If you were watching the whole thing, a lot of people maybe only see parts of the inauguration speech or parts of or maybe they saw the entire inauguration speech, but they may not have seen the after and the before and how they actually um, distorted or put their spin on it. The media analysts put their normal spin on it. But let's get going. I want to show you some things that happened first that I just think personally were pretty awesome. So first off, we had a chance to see Bill and Hillary Clinton, and here again, I think, because I think these two, as well as the two there to follow, are really miserable people in terms of what they've done to the country. It was really an enjoyable moment for me to kind of see how long their faces were here. Oh yeah, Barbara and George W. Bush. So I think this one's funny. This is a fairly short clip. You'll see his face goes from like kind of disgust to kind of just by the end of this video, complete and total disinterest and why am I here? So just take a look there. It's a good turnabout. Some of these elitists, some of these establishment masters kind of be put in place, be humbled, if you will. So let's take a look at right before Trump and Pence took the oath of office. Take a listen to what's going on in this clip.
Think about it. In just a few moments, the weight of the world will be on Donald Trump, and he will know what governing is about.
Well, in defense of that, it takes presidents a long time to get out of campaign mode. Longer than you think, doesn't it, Mike?
Yes, it does. Listen to the crowd.
This is not a problem with the video.
They were silenced, but I think the mic was silenced. It was picking them up.
So you can hear right there too. They were definitely playing with the mic. It's understanding that they're moving to a new location, so maybe they cut in that mic. But even here, as he's walking down the hallway, you hear the crowd in the background. Actually, still the Trump super loud through the hallway. So I thought this is funny because they even had to admit, because Lester Holt already had said, hey, listen to the crowd, and then suddenly they cut the audio on the crowd. I just think this is crazy. I just think it's a perfect example of how manipulative the media still is, even after they were called out and found out for their lies with the polls and everything prior to the election. They are still playing this game. So we're going to run through a couple excerpts from the inauguration. I think these were very true to the campaign, but also very strong, very hitting on when you think of all the people who are assembled right behind him on the stage, on this platform. He hit hard against all these people. There's a lot of people, myself included, they're still kind of maybe finding this hard to believe that we finally have someone who is fighting against the global elitists for real. So there's still some question, right? That it's that unbelievability type of thing to it.
Politicians prospered, but the jobs left and the factories closed. The establishment protected itself, but not the citizens of our country. Their victories have not been your victories. Their triumphs have not been your triumphs. And while they celebrated in our nation's capital, there was little to celebrate for struggling families all across our land.
It's amazing.
That all changes starting right here and right now.
So I think that's just a great moment there. Calling out the establishment that they profited from the losses of America over the last many years.
And the crime, and the gangs, and the drugs that have stolen too many lives and robbed our country of so much unrealized potential. This American carnage stops right here and stops right now.
I think that's a good way of saying it, right? American carnage. And let's do hope for that. Not just hope for that, but let's do it together. If he will be true to this word, then we should support that in every way we can as American citizens.
We do not seek to impose our way of life on anyone, but rather to let it shine as an example. We will shine for everyone to follow. We will reinforce old alliances and form new ones and unite the civilized world against radical Islamic terrorism, which we will eradicate completely from the face of the earth.
And that is an incredibly bold statement. Not just fighting it, but eradicating it. It's a scary statement, too. This could be interpreted as we're going to put troops on the ground and fight a lot of different wars. So, do we have to put troops on the ground to accomplish that? I don't think so. I think we can work alliances. And I think that's what Trump is after.
The Bible tells us how good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. We must speak our minds openly, debate our disagreements honestly, but always pursue solidarity. When America is united, America is totally unstoppable. There should be no fear. We are protected, and we will always be protected. We will be protected by the great men and women of our military and law enforcement. And most importantly, we will be protected by God.
And there's a lot of ex-presidents, politicians all through the landscape who use the name, use the word God. But that was a great way of saying it, right? To give that weight to it. There's been a lot of people commenting on the speech and saying that it's just campaign trail extension, which is actually a good thing because it's meaning he's not changing from what he was promising. But the theatrics of it is something that I think has been missing in politics. It's what makes John F. Kennedy, in the old videos that you see, seem so dynamic. And that is an important moment, what Trump just said there. That will protect ourselves with the strength of our own military. But most of all, we will rely on God above.
We will no longer accept politicians who are all talk and no action, constantly complaining, but never doing anything about it. No challenge can match the heart and fight and spirit of America. We will not fail. Our country will thrive and prosper again.
And I think what gets me on that part too, and the NBC version of this video is best, but they put the whole 8-hour feed in one huge video, so it's hard to queue up sections online. But if you watch that moment when he says, we will no longer, accept phony politicians, basically. They panned their camera over to Obama and Clinton and Bush sitting there, and you could see their faces were just drab with like someone hit them in the face with a wet blanket. A very great moment.
That whether we are black or brown or white, we all bleed the same red blood of patriots. We all enjoy the same glorious freedoms, and we all salute the same great American flag. And whether a child is born in the urban sprawl of Detroit or the windswept plains of Nebraska, they look up at the same night sky, they fill their heart with the same dreams, and they are infused with the breath of life by the same almighty creator.
Right, this is from Constitution 101. This is from Founding of America 101. The almighty creator. There's a lot of, I think he mentions God twice in very dynamic, dramatic moments in his speech. And then the quote from, I think, Psalms in the Bible, that a nation at peace in the ways of the Bible and the ways of Christianity is a great place to be. So getting back to how the media twists things, this is probably the most incredible moment of the inauguration, and how Lester Holt and Chuck Todd, you'll hear them comment on this. It's very inappropriate, I thought, how they actually commented about this. This is the President of the United States, the new President of the United States, just taking office. And this is very disrespectful, I think, what they say here.
Greeted there by President Obama, who at times seemed to be biting his lip.
I have to say it was surprisingly divisive for an inaugural address. And I say it this way, we said it was a challenge when you're elected as an outsider, you're elected as a populist, and you're channeling what was real anger out there with his supporters. It's tough to be both the unifier and that populist carrier. He went with populism, and I think that it's going to play well with his folks, but that wasn't the type of inaugural address that was intended to bring this country together.
Playing well with the crowd right now as he reaches out and greets the people who are gathered there.
So, I think it's funny because from some of the clips I played, and if you watch the whole thing yourself, Trump actually said a lot of very unifying things and made it in such a way, said it in such a way that it wasn't like meaningless. It was really trying to not create divisive statements. When he talked about the people, he talked about them in a very loving and very unifying way. Who he didn't talk unifying about was the politicians on the stage, and indeed Obama and Bush and Clinton and the great dividers who've divided the country for the last 20 years or more. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Catch me on patreon.com with exclusive content and on minds.com with abbreviated content.